it's nice to see you again. It's nice to see you again, and I'm back again at this game. Yeah, I played this game again like 5 days ago, or no, more than 5 days ago, like 8 days ago. It was 5 days ago because I played again in 23. So right now it's 29, so let's just consider it like 6 days. I had a break for like 6 months because I had to do something else, and there's so many things to do, and so the grinding season in this game was also hindering my IRL stuff, so I had to abandon the game for a while. But now I'm full again. Yeah, I'm playing this game again. That's why I'm in a clan. Like instead of TeamDCG, I'm right now in AlphaDCG, which is the secondary clan of our main clan, where people who are new and people who are still in lower gear, or people even though they have master gear, they are here because they have not been playing for long, because obviously they might be more occupied in real life. So I was wondering how to get more money, and so depending on how, because in this last 5 days I tried to learn the new season grindings and how you get more money. I saw that they change a lot of things, and especially for the last one that I'll tell you later. Yeah, so let's just go straight talking about the money. So the first thing, in my opinion, the first one that which is the easiest money, and obviously you can progress with this, is doing the main story and the side quests. Because in the side quests, obviously they're going to get you more money the more you go in the northern side of the map. So when you start in the bottom side, which is in the southern zone, where you start at Swamp, there are going to be few side quests. But in this side quests you can also get more weapons, because not only side quests give you money, but they can also give you weapons and armors and all those stuff, melees. And in the main story you can get up to maybe millions of rubles, but I don't know if you can get a million, but in the end it's almost we can almost round it like that, because obviously you're going to spend the I think there's some main quests where you need to spend money to get some items, or you can bribe characters in some quests of the main story. And in the side quests instead, you're going to either also bribe some people, or you can just straight up gain money without bribing them. It depends on how you're going to play the main story, obviously, and depends also how much you're going to have. In some ways you can still gain money, and I can't guarantee that you can make millions of rubles there, because it's just a main story. So it's not that you're going to get lots of relationship with players. You can have relationships, and they will become one of your buddies in Stalcraft, and maybe make some clans, or maybe a group, and then you can have like relationships with them. And in terms of relationship, you can get obviously a lot of money. Also, you can just trade some money. So yeah, so not only you gain experience on the lore of Stalcraft, of each factions, whether it is Covenant or Mercenary, Frontier, and Freedom.
Really nice. Can show you.
The other thing that I think that you can get more money is doing daily quests. There's always going to be some instead where you can get up to 12,000 or 13,000, and obviously going to be like 15 of them. Not 15, there's going to be almost like 10 if we consider also the daily quest, and the daily quest that the game provides you, and the daily quest that you can get in the list, like daily quest list. And if you have premium, you can get more money and more materials also, so more resources. So not only you gain money, but also gain resources, which you can also sell in the fence or use it for craftings. For example, this quest reward, I get 12,000, I get 2,000, 11, I get 11 again, I get 3. So just depend on what kind of mission are you doing. And they obviously, I think they can give you 55,000. You can also gain money by doing the outpost, because with the outpost money, while doing the outpost, you can also get some materials or some scraps that you don't need, which are crate of parts, big crate of rations, bags of spare parts, and you can also get portable quantum generator, which is going to be really essential when you're going to do something that I'm going to tell you later. Yeah, you can get serums also, which serums obviously they aren't the one that you can sell, and you're not able to sell normal serums, but you can only just gain them doing daily missions and your weeklies. Other than that, you can also get laptops in the daily missions, or while doing outposts. You can get explosive parcels. I think that obviously they're not going to be useful, but they might be useful with Arsenal, because Arsenal trades them with points, so you can upgrade your weapons. So it's just a win-win if you gather all these materials and just sell them to Arsenal. So yeah, like I said, you can do different daily quests in this game, where you just go to the quest lists, and obviously they're going to be different depending what map are you in. Depends whether you are in roadside, whether you are in swamp. I don't think in swamp you can get some, but they should be, because even though you're a new player, you should be able to get them. And you have also in bar area where you do quests. You also have in inflow, I mean in barrier, whether you are like in the northern zone. So if you're a mercenary, you're going to have a quest list. If you are a frontier member, you're going to have a quest list. If you are a covenant, you're going to have a quest list. And then obviously same for freedom players who are obviously in freedom. And quest lists obviously don't give you a lot of money, like if you compare it to other quest lines, but they'll still give you a lot of money if you round them up. So after that, you can also gain money from doing backpack deliveries. So for the backpack deliveries, what you usually do, you're going to switch your container or your backpack to like backpacks, obviously, and you're going to deliver them to some area in the map. They usually are in the opposite side of the map, which is going to mean in the enemy territory or near the enemy territory. Like for example, in inflow, you do a backpack delivery and it's usually in the deeper side of the enemy territory, whether it's near the construction side or it's going to be in the right side of the headquarters of the Covenant headquarters. It just depends on where they're going to be. They're going to be the same for Covenants and for the other two factions, so for mercenaries and for frontier. And yeah, even though they don't give you a lot of money, like 33, I mean 33 is still good if you do like many of the backpack deliveries, and especially you gain a lot more resources when you go to, obviously speaking from inflow, if you go to Still Waters, because Still Waters is one of the most dangerous area of the map, which people are killing each other. So even though you have the same faction, you're going to get killed the same way like the other Covenants or the mercenaries and frontiers. So it's just a PvP zone. That's why many people go there like in a group of 5, or sometimes they just go and dominate there with their whole clan. So yeah, even though this kind of quest doesn't give you a lot of money, but in the long run, if you do them all, you can get up to 300k or 400k. So it's still a lot, 400k each day. And obviously, just considering that giving like a portion of your time for maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you're still going to have those 400k. And especially if you have premium, you're going to get a lot of more materials in exchange. So when you are clearing dens, which are going to be the mud dens, they're going to be the boar dens, the ghoul nests, they're going to give you not only the materials, you're still going to see here in the southern side of the map, like you're going to see a bunch in the forest, the pit, in Polieskoye, in Path of Fools, in those side of the map, you're going to gain not only resources but also some scraps which you can turn into money. Obviously, if you're someone who is farming for resources, and if you gather all the other scraps, you can gain up to 100k. And not only that, you gain a lot of resources, so it's just a gain for you. So maybe you can use all the resources for crafting materials, or maybe you can also gain those materials while you're doing resources runs. So you can get all this mud dens, boar, piggy dens. Other than that, you can also get You can also use your detectors. You can use your detectors, your metal detector, and you can also use your scanners, which in turn are going to give you signals, and you're going to get a lot of materials. Usually in the southern side, so if you go to Dead City and if you go to Graveyard, sometimes if you use your scanner there, you're going to gain some artifacts. You can gain mirrors, and sometimes you can also gain spiral, like white spiral, so you can get some boost and like speed artifact, plus it has healing effectiveness and it has also carry weight. And obviously you're going to need to have a good counter artifact with it, because not many people are using Berluga containers in the southern side of the map, or Hive containers, because you can only gain Hive containers in the northern side of the map. So yeah, you can gain a lot of materials there. You can also gain blocks. Since we're talking about materials like scraps, you can also gain money by doing stash runs. This is one of the best way to gain money in Stalcraft, because many people ignore the stashes, like the crates. Like some people ignore crates, they ignore drawers, they ignore I don't know, the stoves, which inside of them you can gain a lot of money. But I don't intend that you gain a lot of money, but when you stack all these materials together, you can exchange them for something. I just recommend you not selling them in the fence, because if you exchange them in the fence, you're going to get less money. Like if I get a coffee right now in my stash run, maybe I can have like maybe low amount of money from that. I might gain like 26. I don't know how much how much a coffee is in the fence. I think it should be around 60, 76 or 77, around that. But if you exchange in the auction, you can gain 13,000 for each. So there's going to be a really big difference. You get like 12,924 of difference from the fence to auction, just for one coffee, because the use of them is going for crafting materials. They're going to be used for vitality builds. You're going to vitality builds, in which what I mean is not only the artifact but also the supplies that you use to yourself, like foods, that you can exchange them to vitality, healing, regeneration, which is going to be really useful when you go to a very dangerous zone. So obviously going to be like many important things, like when you go to do stash runs, because you need to be really fast, and especially need to look for the backpacks, because the yellow backpacks can give you not only materials like I don't know, coffee. They sometimes gives you coffee millets or yeast and ammonia and all this stuff, but they can also give you resources. So not only gamma blocks, which cost 90,000, they can also be beta or alpha. It depends on how much your luck is in your stash runs. The best thing is you can also gather from them hideout materials. So not the crafting materials, but hideout materials, which you can use to make your hideout stronger, so you can have more access on craftings. What I'm talking about is screwdrivers and pliers sets, centrifuge, columnar sets. I don't know if it's that name, columnar sets. You can get wrench, scalpel, and all those materials that's going to be converted into rubles in auction.
Like I remember selling 10 moss, like blocks of moss.
Yeah, that's why auction, I've been referencing it a lot, because it's going to be one of the best way to gain money on. And obviously you need to gain knowledge on how much is the standard prices for each materials, because they're going to dip and they're going to skyrocket sometimes. Like for example, right now the quantum batteries, they cost they used to cost 2 million too. Like for example, the portable quantum batteries, they cost 2 million too, and they dipped to 1,900,000, so it's just like a loss of 180, I think 140 or 240, it depends on, I don't know. Yeah, I think 240,000. Still, those 240,000 makes a difference if you compare it to other materials that cost less. Like sometimes in some days they cost less and cost more. And yeah, so this obviously is the same for artifacts. They're the same for crafting materials, other items like for example advanced tools. Advanced tools are really good here in this game because you can sell each for 60,000. So you gain a lot of money from there. And obviously in auction you can also buy some materials like artifacts that may cost like 1 ruble, 2,000 or something like that. But if you sell them back, they're going to be more. So it just depends on the players, and it depends on the day, because players are basing their value who has the most value artifact, or item, who has the most value item, like the latest value, like the latest value of an item. So for example, if I sell my coffee right now for 600,000, if I buy a coffee for 400,000, and maybe one day it skyrockets to 800 to 700, sometimes even 100,000, you can gain like 300, 400,000 more. So it's almost like you gained double the amount of the money. So yeah, it just depends. You need to continuously monitor, like each second, but you can just maybe every 3 hours, like every 5 hours, you can control, you can check, because there's some material that just runs out, and you gain money from it. And yeah, so you can do like in auctions, like for example prism. Sometimes like level 15 prism right now, I'm looking at it. You can sell it for 39 million, but sometimes they just skyrocket to 50 million. Sometimes I saw them they go to 50 millions. There's also some players in my clan, like some clan members, which this person sold a snake eye, level 15 snake eye, in the auction, which it was a purple level 15, and he was holding this artifact for so long, and finally he sold it in the auction for 22 million. So the price of snake eye just skyrocketed in that time. And there were maybe some artifacts that, some snake eyes that maybe were rounding up to 18, 17 million, and he decided to go to 22 million, and someone bought it, and so he gained those 22 millions. And then I saw that it got dipped, the level 15 snake eye price dipped to 13 mil to 12 mil, so he just gained 10 million more than the original price of the snake eye. So it depends on the days, and it depends on the players, and it depends on the seasons also, because you can also have attachments. Like for example, the 762 NATO PMag magazine black, they used to cost 13 million or 20 million each, or 19 million each. Now they just dipped to 5 million. So it just depends on the auction and the season and the players' demands in the auction. So yeah, it just depends on the days, and also the weapons, weapons, Elbruses, and all this stuff. And yeah, so in the auction, other thing you can just do is when you have gamma blocks, just don't sell them in the fence, just sell them in the auction maybe, and don't sell them immediately when you have a one, because it's just a waste of time. Not many people will buy it, and you're just going to lose money for your commission on auction. But if you had 25 of them and you can sell them to a really high price. Like for example, right now there's this guy Ortum who's selling it to 2.850 million of rubles. If I decide to sell this in defense, I'm going to have 2,250,000 rubles. But if I sell in an auction, many people will obviously buy it, because there are some times where you can just use them and transform them into something else. He just earned 600,000 more. 600,000 more of rubles. So that's still a lot of money. And yeah, there's also dust, the anomalous dusts. You can also sell anomalous dust in the auction, and right now they dipped. This used to be 1.4 million, and now they dipped to 999, so it's just 1 million. So it dipped for 400,000, and maybe someone who has like really has balls of steel, he can just sell this 1.6, and you have a chance that people buy it. And yeah. So obviously there's going to be another way to, like the best way to this is like one of the OG way to sell your to farm money is in Labyrinth. So if you go in Labyrinth, you can gain gamma blocks, gamma fragments, and also anomalous dust, and obviously you can also gain strange artifacts. You gain large artifact fragments, huge artifact fragments, so just in general artifact fragments, which you can convert to arsenal. You can exchange them to arsenal items, and you can also gain proto artifacts, which are used to convert to you can convert them to energy, but you can also convert them into something else, which are going to be items to repair your artifacts when you're upgrading them. Obviously these things are going to be paired with unstable anomalous batteries. Yeah, you can unstable anomalous battery, you can gain a lot from them, and obviously they're going to be used to upgrade your artifacts. So yeah, artifacts are really good to carry with you always, and obviously really good to sell in auction, since we also talk about the auction side, because some artifacts just sells a lot and some doesn't sell a lot. So maybe if you find an artifact, and even though it's stupid, you can just you still have a high amount, like a high chance to get a really good artifact, especially when you're going in a run. Since there was an eruption like some minutes ago, one of the best way also to gain money is just doing artifact hunting. So artifact huntings usually occur when there's an eruption, like post-eruption, and the higher you go in the zone, like the riskier it is, the better the artifacts you gain. Like for example in Still Waters, you're going to gain, since there are many there's so many anomaly there, like electrical, there's like a fusion of bunch of anomalous zones, like you got the radiation, bio, you have bio, you have radiations, you have electrical, electrophysical, so you have the stasis. You can gain a lot of artifacts there, and the good thing also is that they are close, compact, and the distance between them is just so low. Like for example, it's 200 meters or 120 meters, instead of going around and run for 400 meters and hope to get new artifacts, like not new artifacts, but some artifacts that will contribute to your overall selling in the end of the artifact hunting. There's also a way, like one of the best way to gain money from artifact huntings is just playing with friends. I usually do artifact hunting solo, but like lately, because I just when I do them, I just when there's an eruption, I usually just skip them. But sometimes I go to artifact huntings with my clan members, with my friends, and like for example, there's this player, the Mediatorian. Me and the others, we were like 5 people. We gained 1,100,000 from just artifacts, selling artifacts, and each of us just gained 220,000. There's also this guy who is like the clan leader, who we always give our artifacts with, and we go to artifact hunting. We gain a lot of money, and yeah, so like I also play with Kirito and all these players, like you see here in my notification or like my inboxes, Kirito-ja, Orgsen. So we just give each other the artifacts, and in the end we just sell the things. Yeah, we sell things. to each others. I mean, we sell things to the fans, and then we divide the money to each other. So yeah, there you go, Tamala. Like for example, Tamala, we did an artifact hunting with the others, with like 5 of us, and we gained like over 1.3. And this like the split, I think, I don't remember how many we were. Like I think we were 6 or. So yeah, it depends on how well are you going. So the best way to do artifact hunting is in Reflection, in Forge, in Still Waters, and if you're lucky enough, you can just go to Barrier and stay there, and you can just go around and get a lot of electric anomalies, which there are lots of them in Barrier. And obviously I'm talking about Barrier because it's the best, like in my it's my area, since I'm a Frontier player. And you gain some artifacts also there, but be careful when you're going around, because there are some covenants, there's some enemies that are just camping around and waiting for you to get killed, and then they're going to steal all your artifacts, so you need to be careful with that. Yeah, so that's, I think, the best way to farm monies in Stalker for now, like in the latest update. So it's not only just going to Labyrinth and just selling your gamma blocks and all the stuff, but you can also use the power of the auction area, which you can gain a lot, and also just trading with players, like in your clan members, or some people in Stalcraft servers, and people you're just going like around with. So yeah, so that's it. That's the best way, in my opinion.